Hey there, dog lovers. Summer's here, and I don't know about you, but my pup is already feeling the heat.
I hear you got to keep those furry friends cool and comfortable, right?
Exactly. And what better way than with a deep dive into Onlinehund.dk?
Awesome resource. Articles, tips, even training advice. They really cover it all, don't they?
Seriously, it's not just a website, it's like the ultimate dog owner's handbook, especially for summer. Like, they had this one warning that totally blindsided me
Oh,
about ice
oh
cubes.
yeah, I saw that. You'd think giving your dog an ice cube on a hot day is harmless, right?
Right, totally harmless. Wrong.
Turns out those icy treats can actually be dangerous for your pup's teeth.
I know, right? It's because of the cold, apparently. Something about their teeth getting more brittle at low temperatures.
Exactly. Makes them more prone to fractures, especially if they chomp down on a cube at just the wrong angle.
Ouch. Okay, that's enough to make anyone think twice before tossing Fido an ice cube. So, what does Onlinehund.dk recommend instead? I mean, we can't just let our pups overheat.
They're all about freezing a Kong with some wet food inside.
Ah, so it's like a tasty puzzle that keeps them occupied. A&D helps them cool down slowly.
Exactly. And that slow eating is good for their digestion in general.
Which reminds me, they also talk about bloat, right? Because that's a whole other summer danger for dogs.
Absolutely. Bloat is a serious concern, and Onlinehund.dk really emphasizes the importance of hydration, especially during those scorching summer months. They even recommend adding water to their kibble. Can you believe that?
Soggy kibble. Not sure how my dog would feel about that, but hey, whatever keeps them hydrated, right?
Precisely. Got to get creative sometimes.
You got that right. Speaking of things I never thought I'd have to worry about, OnlineHun.dk says we should avoid spraying our dogs with a hose. Even if they seem to love it, I'm so confused.
I know, it seems harmless, even fun, right? But rapidly cooling them down like that, especially if they're gulping water while they're at it, can actually increase their risk of bloat.
Wait, seriously? So even though it seems like we're helping them beat the heat, we could actually be putting them at risk.
Unfortunately, yes. And we're not just talking about any bloat here. We're talking about a specific type called Mave dredgening, which basically means a twisted stomach.
Mave dredging. Okay, that sounds serious.
It is. It can be fatal if not treated immediately.
Okay, all right, no more hose downs. Got it. But what does Mave dredging even look like? How do we know if it's happening?
Keep an eye out for restlessness, excessive drooling, attempts to vomit, and a visibly distended abdomen.
So basically, if their tummy looks bigger than usual and they're just acting off, it's time to call the vet.
Exactly. Don't wait around to see if it gets better. With something like this, it's always better to err on the side of caution.
Noted. So no hose downs to cool them down and be on the lookout for those bloat symptoms. What about those nice, relaxing evening walks? Surely those are still okay in the summer.
Walks are fantastic. But even then, timing is everything when it comes to dogs in summer.
Mm.
Like OnlineHund.dk is really big on avoiding hot pavement because it can actually burn your dog's paws.
Ouch. Yeah, not a good feeling.
Exactly. Best thing to do is just do a quick hand test on the pavement. If it's too hot for your hand, it's definitely too hot for your pup's paws.
Makes sense. Speaking of those scorching surfaces, OnlineHunt.dk had another warning I never would have expected. They say dogs can get sunburned.
Absolutely. It's more common than people think, especially in a place like Denmark where we're not used to intense sun year-round. Areas with thinner fur or lighter pigmentation are most vulnerable.
So we're talking like ears, noses.
Exactly. And bellies. Even if your dog has a thick coat overall, their belly might be more exposed. OnlineHunt.dk actually recommends dog-specific sunscreen, particularly for those with lighter coats.
Okay, adding dog sunscreen to my shopping list, who knew? But while we're on the topic of unexpected outdoor dangers, my dog tries to eat every fly that crosses his path. What's the deal with insect stings, beyond just being a bit uncomfortable?
Insect stings are more than just a nuisance. They can actually be quite dangerous for dogs. It's not just the initial pain. Allergic reactions are a real concern, just like in humans. Some dogs are far more sensitive to insect venom.
That makes sense. So it's like some people get really bad mosquito bites, some barely react. Same idea with dogs and bees, I guess.
Precisely. And the location of the sting matters too. A sting on the paw is one thing, but stings around the face, especially in or near the mouth, can be particularly dangerous. Swelling in that area can obstruct their breathing.
Okay, now that is scary. So what's a dog owner to do? Keep our pups locked inside all summer long. That doesn't seem fair either.
No, of course not. Enjoy the outdoors, but be mindful. If you're in an area known for stinging insects, consider keeping your dog on a leash to minimize those close encounters. And OnlineHunt.dk, Onlinehund.dk. They have a whole section on what to do if you suspect your dog has been stung. They truly cover it all.
All right. Noted. I'm definitely checking that out later. Speaking of enjoying the outdoors, let's shift gears to something a bit more fun. Beaches. Because what dog doesn't love a good beach day?
I agree. Though, being in Denmark, we do have to be mindful of the rules, especially during the summer months.
Right, I figured there'd be some regulations. Can't just have pups running wild everywhere.
Exactly. It's mainly about protecting wildlife, especially during breeding seasons.
Hmm.
But here's the good news. There are designated dog-friendly beaches in Denmark.
Oh, thank goodness. For a second there, I was imagining all the disappointed pups being told they couldn't feel the sand between their paws. So which beaches are we talking about?
Onlinehund.dk actually lists several great options based on recommendations from their community. They highlight Ishu Strand, Brøndby Hundestrand, and Hundage Hundestrand as popular choices. They even mention Hivskov and Strand in Odsjord, which offers a combination of forest and beach perfect for dogs who like a bit of variety.
Okay, I'm writing these down as we speak. I can already picture the Instagram photos. Hashtag beach day with my best bud. It's so cool that these recommendations are actually places our listener can go, not just vague advice.
Absolutely. They've made it easy for dog owners to enjoy the Danish summer safely and responsibly.
See, this is what I love about these deep dives. It's like unearthing hidden gems of information.
Right? Onlinehund.dk has really outdone themselves this time.
For real. I mean, we've covered everything from ice cubes to hose downs, even sunburn. It's amazing what we don't know about keeping our pups safe in the summer.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the best part, they don't just tell you what to do. They explain WHY, you know?
Mhm.
It's like having a conversation with a dog expert, but like without all the back and forth.
Totally. And speaking of back and forth, have you noticed how much calmer my dog has been this summer?
I have, actually. You've really taken those Onlinehund.dk tips to heart, haven't you?
What can I say? I'm a sucker for well-researched advice, especially when it comes to my furry best friend. But hey, all this talk about summer has me thinking, what about fall? They've got to have tips for that too, right?
Oh, I'm sure they do. Onlinehund.dk strikes me as the kind of resource that's got you covered year-round.
Good point. I'm already mentally adding checkonlinehund.dk for fall tips to my to-do list. But for now, let's just appreciate that we're all a little bit wiser about keeping our pups safe and happy this summer thanks to onlinehund.dk.
Hear, hear. And remember, folks, knowledge is the key to responsible dog ownership.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
How?
Until next time, dog lovers, stay informed and stay positive.
So, yeah.